Liora Astralis, The Forgotten Echo. Liora Astralis drifted through the celestial ocean, her ship moving as if guided by a force beyond even the echoes. There was something calling to her, a whisper from the past, woven into the very fabric of the universe. It pulsed like a heartbeat, faint but insistent, a story waiting to be rediscovered. She had learned to trust these feelings, to follow them with her whole soul. This was something new. No, not new. Something lost, and she was the one meant to find it. As she approached the pull of the forgotten echo, the space around her shimmered strangely, as though reality itself was uncertain whether it still existed. The usual fluid shift into an echo did not happen. Instead, she felt a hesitation, a trembling in the stars, a question left unanswered for too long. Liora closed her eyes and placed her hands against the cool thrumming walls of her ship. "Show me," she whispered. In response, the Luminara flared to life, golden strands weaving around Liora like threads of forgotten dreams. Then, suddenly, she was there. Liora stepped onto a land unlike any she had seen before. A vast expanse of shimmering, violet-hued fields stretched before her, rippling like liquid crystal under an unseen breeze. Towering trees with glass-like leaves caught the golden glow of floating orbs that hung in the air like miniature suns. Rivers of starlight wove through the land, their waters flowing upward as if gravity had no claim here. This place, it was breathtaking, sacred, and in her heart, Liora knew no one had been here for a long, long time. She knelt, brushing her fingers against the strange soft ground, and felt a pulse beneath her fingertips, a memory waiting to be touched. Images flooded her mind. A people who once lived in harmony with the echoes, whose laughter and songs wove through the fabric of existence itself. Their cities were made of light, their wisdom older than time. The name came to her like an exhale. Lumestra. A civilization lost to time, an echo that had slipped from memory, as though the universe itself had forgotten it once existed. Liora's heart pounded. This was a lost story, and she had found it. Her first instinct was to summon her friends, to share this wonder with Aurelith and Vesperis, to bring them into this story so they could experience its beauty together. She closed her eyes and reached out. Nothing happened. She tried again. The echo would not let them through. She frowned, looking around. Why? Why had it been locked away? Then her eyes landed on a pedestal at the center of the land, surrounded by a swirling pool of liquid light. Something glowed at its core, a small gem, pulsing with an inner radiance, like a single frozen heartbeat of this lost world. She stepped forward and reached out. As her fingers closed around it, a wave of understanding rushed through her. This was the echo's anchor, a memory bound into a single crystal. Without it, the story had been left unfinished, waiting for someone to return and carry it home. She clutched the gem to her chest. "I'll bring you back," she whispered. And with those words, the echo faded, unraveling around her, and she was back aboard her ship. Liora burst into the realm of echoes, breathless with excitement, the glowing gem clutched in her palm. Orelith and Vesperus turned, sensing her arrival, and immediately their expressions changed. Vesperus gasped, "Liora, what is that?" She held it out. A forgotten echo, an entire story lost. No one has journeyed through it in eons. Orelith stepped forward, his golden eyes unreadable as he studied the crystal. "Where did you find this?" "In a place called Lumastra," she exhaled. "But none of you could enter. It was sealed away." Vesperus's face darkened, for the first time looking uncertain. "Then that means—" and Orelith nodded gravely. "It was an echo that was once forbidden." Liora blinked. "Forbidden?" Orelith met her gaze. "There are many echoes, but not all of them are remembered. Some fade naturally, dissolving back into the celestial ocean, but some are deliberately locked away." "Why?" Liora whispered. Vesperus shrugged. "Sometimes to protect them. Sometimes because they were meant to be forgotten." Liora's grip on the gem tightened. "But it was beautiful. It wasn't dangerous. It wasn't dark. It was full of light. Why would this one be lost?" Orelith's gaze softened. "That we do not know." Vesperus grinned suddenly, the seriousness fading. "But we do know what we need to do now." Liora's heart lifted. "Return it." Orelith nodded. "Yes, to its rightful place." At the entrance to the realm of echoes, the three of them stood before the vast spiraling gateway where all stories flowed together. Liora lifted the gem. It pulsed, like a heart ready to beat once more. She placed it in the center of the gateway, and the moment it touched the glowing surface, a surge of golden light exploded outward. The echo awoke. Its colors spread through the realm, weaving back into the fabric of the celestial ocean. A new path opened, or rather, an old one restored. Vesperus laughed and spun in the air. "It's back." Orelith smiled, a rare expression of pure joy crossing his features. "The echo of Lumastra has returned." Liora beamed, her chest swelling with warmth. She had done it. They all stood in awe, watching the story rejoin the great tapestry of the echoes. And then a thought crept into Liora's mind. if an echo had been forgotten. Was there someone else out there? Another keeper of echoes? Journeying so deeply into these adventures that they had forgotten to return? Liora shivered. Had she been the first outsider to come to the celestial ocean? Or had there been another before her? She turned to Aurelith and Vesperus. Has there ever been someone else? Aurelith tilted his head. Not in memory. Vesperus smirked. But then again, some memories have a habit of slipping away. Liora looked back at the echo, now restored, glowing with life once more. And deep inside her, a new mystery began to form. If there was another keeper, where were they now? Liora Astralis and the Echo That Remembered. Liora stood at the edge of a shimmering expanse, her heart torn between two desires. She wanted, no, needed. She needed to find out if another keeper of echoes existed. If someone had been lost deep within the endless layers of stories, shouldn't she try to bring them back? But the moment she entered this echo, she knew she could not rush through it. This one was different. It was not just alive with color and energy. It was aware, and it knew things. The world around her breathed, shifting and twisting like the celestial ocean itself had spilled into a physical form. The sky was not a sky at all, but a swirling canvas of golden ink, spilling and reforming into constellations that pulsed like living hearts. Beneath her feet, the ground was not solid, nor liquid. It was something in between, responding to her every step with a soft ripple of light. Towering structures of woven starlight stretched into the sky, shifting their forms whenever she looked away, as if they were playing a game with her. And then, quite suddenly, "Oh, it's you!" Liora nearly tripped. The voice had come from the world itself. Aurelith and Vesperus both tensed at her side, their gazes sharp. "Oh, don't look at me like that, old ones!" The voice laughed, and the stars in the sky rearranged themselves into a face that winked at them. "Honestly, you two take yourselves far too seriously." Liora clapped a hand over her mouth, stifling a laugh. Vesperus put a hand on his hip. "Excuse me, what did you just call me?" "Old, ancient, dusty. Would you like me to go on?" The stars twinkled mischievously. Aurelith narrowed his golden eyes. "We are not old." "Oh, darling, I was here before the first echo even whispered into existence," the voice cooed. "You're babies compared to me." Liora burst out laughing, doubling over. She had never seen Aurelith and Vesperus so flustered. "Finally," the voice cheered. "Someone who appreciates humor. You, lovely traveler, are my new favorite." Liora wiped a tear of laughter from her eye. "Well, I like you too, mysterious sassy echo." "Excellent. Then perhaps I shall grant you a secret, a wonderful one." Aurelith crossed his arms. This echo is unusually self-aware. The stars scoffed. Oh, I am not unusually anything, Golden One. I am simply more. More what? Liora asked. The sky rippled, and suddenly a staircase of light appeared before her, leading upward into the ever-changing cosmos. More than you thought the celestial ocean could be, the voice said. Vesperus groaned. Why is everything so cryptic? Liora only grinned. Because mystery makes things more fun. Vesperus rolled his eyes, but Liora was already stepping forward, eager to see where this led. As she climbed the staircase of light, she felt something shifting inside her. It was not time, not space, but something deeper, something woven into the very essence of the echoes. When she reached the top, she found herself standing in a vast celestial chamber with thousands of floating books and scrolls drifting lazily through the air. The voice spoke again, softer now. This is the library of the forgotten echoes. Leora's breath caught. She turned to Aurelith and Vesperus. Have you two ever been here before? They both shook their heads. The voice laughed again, but this time there was a knowing warmth to it. There is still so much you don't know, even after all your time in the echoes. Leora stepped forward and reached for a book. The moment her fingers brushed its surface, a vision filled her mind. She saw a figure, one she did not recognize, someone traveling through the echoes, alone. A traveler like her. No, a keeper. Her heart pounded. Was there really another? The stars whispered around her. Perhaps. Leora's pulse raced. This was the proof she had been searching for. But before she could press for more, no rushing, the voice chided playfully. You must learn patience, little traveler. You are meant to know this, but not all at once. Liora exhaled, calming herself. This echo had a will of its own. So instead, she asked, the echoes themselves, are they alive? Are they keepers? A silence fell over the chamber. Aurelith and Vesperus turned toward the swirling cosmos waiting. And then softly, the voice murmured, we are something else. The books glowed, their pages fluttering as if breathing. We are not born. We do not die. We are the stories and the storytellers, the dream and the dreamer. We exist to remember. Leora's hands curled into fists. But what if something is forgotten? The stars dimmed. Then it is as if it never was. A chill ran down her spine. The echo had revealed a secret, a truth hidden deeper than she ever could have imagined, and now she knew. There had been another keeper. Someone had traveled so far, so deep, that they had been forgotten. Aurelith's voice was quiet. Do you know where they are? The stars twinkled once more, teasing again. Ah, wouldn't that be a grand adventure for you to uncover? Leora grinned. I love this echo. Finally, a traveler with good taste. She laughed again, heart light despite the weight of her discovery. There was still so much to learn, but now she had a direction, a mystery woven into the very foundation of the celestial ocean. Leora turned to her friends. I think I have to find them. Aurelith's golden eyes softened. Then that is where your next journey must take you. Vespers crossed their arms. You're really going after a possibly mythical, definitely lost Echo Keeper? Leora smirked. Obviously. The stars above her shimmered in amusement. Oh, this is going to be fun. And just like that, the echo released her, leaving her standing back in the realm of echoes with a brand new adventure ahead.